This is essential to being a great athlete. What you put in your body determines how you play, right? So this is very important. We need you all to come up to the main stage here and get some free education from some nutrition experts to make you a better athlete. Trust me, this is huge. The pro athletes concentrate on this all the time. And when they want to get better, they improve their nutrition. So we want to welcome to the Tampa Bay Youth Sports Expo, presented by the Skills Center, some great folks from Publix. And I'm going to get these names right. Registered dietitians, Anastasia Kirakopoulos, bang, nailed it. And Megan Rose. Anastasia and Megan both work as in-store dietitian for Publix supermarkets. They will discuss nutrition for the student athlete. Ladies, it's all yours.
All right, thank you. So we'll get started. Today we're talking about sports nutrition and hot topics in sports nutrition. Okay, so talking about sports foods and beverages. So sports foods and beverages defined as a carbohydrate-rich food or beverage. So the main idea is to help improve exercise performance and using these with an activity lasting longer than 1 hour. So I'll see a lot of people drinking Gatorade if they're only working out for 30 minutes. So that's not really needed. So anything greater than 1 hour long, or if you're out in the heat, working in the yard, or if, you know, we're doing 2-a-days with football, things like that, then that's when we would want to add in something like Gatorade or Powerade and, you know, adding in those electrolytes and replenishing the carbohydrates. And then, so the purposes of them is to maintain blood sugar levels, sustain the hydration, electrolyte balance, and then optimizing performance. So types of sport foods and beverages, so there's sport drinks. So we've kind of talked about it, replacing the fluid, the electrolytes, the carbohydrates. It prevents excess fluid loss with, you know, hot and humid environments. So this is very much right up our alley here in Florida. You know, we're a lot of time working out in the heat, so that can be a really good replacement. Sports bars are really easy, portable, something really easy to throw in your bag. You know, bring with you, and then it doesn't have to be kept cold or anything like that either. Sports gels, gummy beans, that type of thing, provide a bite-sized carbohydrate source. And so you could even, you know, you could go with the name brand like the Gatorade little sports gummies, or you could even do something as simple as the little Welch's gummy fruit chews as well. Those work really good too. I'm trying. Sorry. All right, I got it. So electrolytes. So that's a fancy word, right? We talk about electrolytes all the time, and I feel like a lot of us don't really know what electrolytes are. So they're actually minerals. They're minerals in our blood and other fluid in the body, and they carry different nutrients throughout the body in the blood system. And so they affect the amount of water in the body, the pH balance of the blood, and then muscle function. So examples of electrolytes are, let me get it, there we go. Okay, maybe, yeah. All right, so examples of electrolytes. So when we sweat, we lose electrolytes. If you've ever tasted your sweat, it tastes like salt. That's one of the electrolytes, is sodium. And so when we are sweating, we're losing those electrolytes. So electrolytes have to be replaced with something other than just water, because water doesn't have any electrolytes in it, it's just plain water. So it has to either be replaced from a fluid, you know, like a Powerade or a Gatorade or something like that, or it can even be replaced, they can be replaced from food. So if you're eating like some salty nuts or something like that after post-workout, then that would work too. So examples of common electrolytes are calcium, chloride, magnesium, potassium, sodium, and it could be even other acids and bases. So if you're going to be working out for a while, or if your child is going to be out running around and doing their activity for longer than an hour, a Gatorade or a Powerade or some type of sports drink is needed. If it's not going to be longer than an hour, then just plain water is fine. And then if you eat and drink right after practice or right after your workout, that's fine too. So we kind of talked about it, Gatorade and Powerade. Coconut water is another electrolyte source too, so that can be an option as well. So take homes for sports and nutrition beverages, kind of talked about it already, but they can be used as a part of a balanced diet. So we don't want to be replacing good nutrition with sports drinks and gummies and gels. We want to make sure we're still getting in those really good fruits and veggies, whole grains, low-fat dairy, lean protein, peanut butter, things like that. So just making sure that we're still getting in that good nutrition alongside of the sports drinks and beverages and food. So moving on to eating out on the road. Okay, so goals for travel. So we do want to focus on the My Plate and trying to get in, like I talked about, all 5 food groups. And so it's not really realistic, in my opinion, to have all 5 food groups represented at every single meal. But, trying to look at the 5 food groups and trying to plan meals around that. So how can we represent protein? Or how can we represent the carbohydrates and the fruits and the veggies, that type of thing. So, nutrient goals for travel. So carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is our #1 source of fuel for our body, so we need them. And especially kids, as we're growing and we're running around and using all of that activity, we need those good carbohydrates. So whole grain bread, sweet potatoes, things like that. And then protein. So protein is very important as well, obviously building muscle, having a moderate amount at each meal for pre and post workout snacks. We don't want to overdo it too. A lot of people get protein happy, so we don't want to go overboard on the protein either. And then fat. So we want to make sure we're having good for you fat. So fat can help us meet our energy needs, because as kids we need a lot more calories and a lot more energy than some of us adults. And then fluid, so making sure we're maintaining that hydration, replacing those electrolytes and that fluid loss during that activity. So when you're dining out, so if you're out on the road or if you're trying to get something real quick after the game, know what's available at the different restaurants that are around. So you can always look up on the website, an app or something like that, or even just pack things and bring things from home. Have an idea, maybe what you might get before you get to the restaurant, or look up maybe if they have any healthier options. And then possibly, just head over to the grocery store and grab something from there. There's a lot of really good grab-and-go items that you can grab. Some nuts, maybe some peanut butter. We can make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if you are out on the road. Really simple, easy things. Subs, Public subs, that might work too. So. Oops. Okay. And then if you are going to do fast food, there's some good options that we can get, especially if we are limited, if we are out on the road and we really don't have access to a microwave or a stove or something like that. There's some great options that we can do at fast food restaurants. So grilled chicken sandwich, add lettuce and tomato with some apple slices on the side, hamburger or veggie burger with a side salad, chicken salad sandwich, apple slices, milk, and veggies are really good sides as well. So I'm going to turn it over to Anesta. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about promoting your immune function. Typically, when we're training hard, we can really wear down our bodies. So we want to make sure we give ourselves the proper nutrition to support our training regimen. Okay, so one of the key things to do is to make sure you're getting enough calories. So as Megan was touching on, making sure we get enough of carbs, our protein, our fat, as well as fluids. That's very important. So when we're burning all this energy, whether we're just regularly playing, or it's exercise, or it's 2-a-days, or whatever it is, we have to accommodate that with our nutrition. and vegetables is one of the easiest ways to get antioxidants in our diet. And what that does is it helps our body stay healthy. It helps support that immune function. When we work out, we tend to, what we do is we produce things like oxidative damage. When we're breaking down that muscle, we're tearing it apart. So what we want to do is help repair it so we can come back stronger the next day and be able to support our exercise routine. Some things like oranges, cantaloupe, papaya, even bell peppers, specifically red bell peppers, are our highest source of vitamin C, above oranges and above grapefruit. So if we feel like we're getting sick or we just feel something coming on, I would highly encourage you to have red bell peppers. But we also want to make sure we have a colorful array of fruits and vegetables in our diet, because each of those fruits and vegetables, depending on the color, actually provide a health benefit. So kind of like when you're on your team, you all each play different positions. That's kind of what the fruits and vegetables do. The different colors provide a different health benefit. No one is more important than the next. It all brings something to the table. Protein is one of those things we easily get in. I think as athletes, that's something that's pushed over and over again. But specifically, there's things like iron and zinc, which also promote our immune function that's located in protein. So we can get that from turkey, fish, beef, eggs, even beans and soy products. So even some non-meat sources, we can get some of those things from. We also have something called omega-3 fatty acids. That's just another type of fat. It's a really good source of fat. You can find it in salmon, you can find it in tuna and other sources of fatty fish. You can actually find it in some nuts and seeds and some oils, some plant oils. Like I was saying, when we work out, we kind of can create oxidative damage, which from the tearing of our muscles, from just pushing our bodies, and this will actually help bring down that inflammation so we can come back the next day, recover quickly, and be ready for the next thing that we want to push our bodies through. Vitamin D is also one of those things that helps with our immune function. We get plenty of it being in Florida. But you can also get it from your foods. So the salmon, the tuna, the fatty fishes, you can get it from. You can also get it from fortified foods like milk, orange juice, and even soy products like tofu. And yogurt too. You've probably heard of yogurt as giving you probiotics. And that's something that, as well, it's actually a good bacteria that helps the bacteria in our intestines fight things like cold and flu and anything like that. So making sure you're at least having a couple sources of yogurt a day or a fermented type of a product will really help your immune system as well and your GI. So a couple of things when we do get sick. Of course, like I said, we want to make sure we're giving ourselves the proper amount of calories, fluids, but we also want to make sure that, maybe we give our body a couple days to recover. So maybe take it lightly on the exercise. Maybe do mild to moderate activity. Maybe decrease the duration of it. Give your body a chance to recover. And gradually, as we start to feel better, increase that physical activity. And of course, support your body with the fluids. We want to hydrate, especially if we have something like a stomach issue. Things like Gatorade, Pedialyte, Powerade, coconut water, things that have electrolytes to replace those that were lost. So a lot of us want to gain weight, but we want to gain it in the way of just solid muscle. So the key to muscle growth isn't just protein, which a lot of us can hear over and over again, but it's actually your training regimen and then the nutrition supporting that training regimen to build that muscle. We also want to make sure we're eating carbs too. Sometimes we can think of it as just the protein, but the carbs and the fat will actually help support to spare that protein. Because if we're not giving our body enough of the other nutrients, our body will take it from its own muscle to make the things it needs to make. An easy way to kind of increase to help you gain some steady weight, healthy steady weight, is about 300 to 500 calories additional a day. So what you can do as well, you can have your body composition checked frequently just to make sure it's actually muscle that we're gaining. And you want to do this regularly, whether it's with your dietitian, whether it's with your strength coach, whoever can assess that for you. And typically we want to gain anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds a week. That is a healthy, steady rate of weight gain. So you can also eat every 3 to 4 hours, including a little bit of protein and a little bit of carbohydrate within those meals to support the activity and support your muscle growth. 10 to 20 grams of carbs before and after exercise will help. Some snack ideas you could do is some flavored milk. Chocolate milk right after a workout is perfect. We can do things like a nut butter and crackers. So typically just anything with a carb and protein ratio we have there. Trail mix is a good one, cheese and crackers, or any sort of granola or sports bar. Oh, okay. I think we if you guys have any other questions or anything for us, we will be at our table with Public. So we have some sports nutrition services we offer. So if you're training for anything, or if you just have some general questions, some maybe things you wanted some clarification on, just come on over to our table and we'd be happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Public Supermarket.